very well-run facility over there at I-77, so looking forward to that for sure.
Tiffany Swisher, who is the race director / scorer up there, they run a very, very tight ship, the entire program. Great people, Glendale Garnes and Chris Garnes and everybody involved at I-77 Speedway. We're looking forward to that event coming up, and of course, the road to the World Championship continues. 50,000 to win. We had a great meeting yesterday with Bob Dillner in regards to the World Championship. By the way, it's going to be on MAV TV, Short Track America. And by the way, my phone's blowed up left and right since we showed the modified race last night. And yes, what a show they had at Lakeview Motor Speedway. I got messages from Scott Tripp and Sophie and Jim and everybody there involved at Lakeview. They enjoyed the broadcast. We got another broadcast for the Ultimate Super Late Model Series coming up there on September 4th. And then, of course, they've just done really great things at Lakeview Motor Speedway, formerly known as Carolina Speedway in Nichols, South Carolina.
I really enjoyed going out to Lakeview a couple of weeks ago for the Ultimate Super Late Model Series. A tremendous car count out there. I mean,
yes.
The biggest car count that facility had ever had for super late models. First time in over 20 years that super late models had been there. Saw Dennis Rambo Franklin go back to Victory Lane for the first time since 2014 for the Ultimate Super Late Model Series. Was the 9th winner in 9 races.
That's right. Yep.
We finally got a repeat winner in the 10th race of the year. Ross Bales was won at Lawrence County and now at Lancaster.
Hells Bells!
So, but yeah, and so it's been a very competitive season with Ultimate, a very exciting season for Fast Track. You're seeing Carson Ferguson just on an absolute tear right now, winning the last 3 Fast Track Racing Series events, and at 3 very different racetracks. You had him win at Friendship, you had him win at VMS, and you had him win at Toccoa. You couldn't ask for 3 more different racetracks.
That's right.
And so that makes me think that up here this weekend, I-77, Tyler County, that I think he's got a shot to keep it going.
We have got a great, great show for you. We're just kind of rehashing everything that's gone on for the weekend. But definitely we do appreciate everybody's support of Finish Line. Remember, as always, use the hashtag Finish Line in everything that you do when you're posting about the show. And the archives are available. We thought about just taking off, honestly, yesterday, and we did. But a lot of people requested it, and I got a hold of the producers and Trace Knight and everybody, and they said, okay, we're gonna have on all of these guests, plus in addition to that, it's just a matter of trying to reschedule everything, and we know about trying to reschedule things that were supposed to be originally planned.
Oh, it's not fun at all.
So, but yes, we have a great, great show for you here in just a few minutes. We're just kind of hashing it out and talking about things that happened over the weekend. What was your thoughts of Justin Haley winning Daytona? But first off, before we talk about what they did, obviously, the internet is not strong enough for video, so we have to do audio only. I figured that. Before we talk about actually what they did at Daytona in the Cup Series race with Justin Haley winning, why don't we talk about, of course, what they did on Friday night in the Xfinity race with Team Colleague Racing finishing 1, 2, and 3 behind one another.
Hey, it was awesome for a newer team to come out and finally break through first victory, and not only their first win, but to finish 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, there were some problems with the 10 car of Allmendinger and Pro Series inspection, but I was listening to them on them. They said, yeah, something broke during the race, but the rule's the rule. If it's that way after the race, sorry, it's illegal. You're out. And they understood that.
Right.
And it's good to see somebody just, they admitted it. Yeah, it was wrong. We got penalized. We're not going to appeal it, but we're also not going to sit here and whine about it.
Absolutely.
So that's, they took their licks and went on about it. But great to see new teams coming in.
Yes. And
being able to work their way to victory lane.
I was going to say that too. I believe that, obviously, it's like we talked about on the morning bull ring that I host on Speak 51 every Monday morning at 7 a.m. with Bob Dillner. You can't hail him. You can't praise him for what he did. But he did the right things, and the crew did the right things to stay out of trouble. The crews basically did all their work. He avoided the big one. Yes, if you look at the statistics of the race, DJ Irvine, he was basically in the top 35, 27th, 35th before the big wreck happened, and then he basically avoided it, and then they put him back to he took a gamble. Kurt Busch was in the lead. Kurt Busch should have won that race, but whenever the crew chief Matt McCall said, "Come down the pit road, they're going to show one to go," he came to pit road, and when he did, he lost the lead. But then, in the defense of NASCAR, it started lightning on the back straightaway, and there was an incident back in 2012 where about 8 people got killed at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania, because of trying to continue the race, because even though it was lightning per se, it wasn't raining. And some people lost their lives because of it. And NASCAR said, nope, we're not going to do this. This is an interest of safety. We need to quickly stop things so nobody does get hurt. So I applaud them for that.
Well, that's the number one thing, I think, in all levels of motorsports. I think number one is safety. It's safety, safety, safety. If we're looking at the safety of the cars, looking at the safety of officials, looking at the safety of fans, that's paramount in this sport. It's an inherently dangerous sport. So why would we not take everything into consideration? Once lightning starts striking, you never know where that next lightning strike is going to be.
That's exactly right.
And within 8 miles, I think that's a pretty good radius to be. You're looking at out for the fan safety officials, teams, drivers, everyone. And you can't fault somebody for making the right call. It's a strange, perfect storm of circumstances. We'll probably never see it happen again.
That's right.
And, I mean, it's unfortunate. Yes, NASCAR said, yeah, hey, 1 to go, we're coming back to green. I could tell you that. I don't know if there's going to be a lightning strike right outside the window here in a minute, and we're both going to jump. And
that's right. Well, we were at dinner last night in a transformer blew.
Yeah, that's right.
We thought it was storming outside, but it wasn't. So, but yes, in the interest of what we're all talking about here, we do have to look at safety, and I applaud NASCAR, and I can't be mad at anybody. Safety is the number one thing here. We're not going to do any video. I'm putting that post out right now. So we're going to put the link out where people can watch, which hopefully that's a better idea of doing it. By the way, we are available on the archives. You can listen to any podcasts of Finish Line since its inception of February. And, of course, you can go to Fox Sports Radio, Community Radio Network, iHeartRadio, iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, Spreaker, and now we're also on Spotify. So thank you to all of them. And, I don't have a Google iPhone, but I am trying to get involved in the Google Cast as well, or the iPhone Cast, whatever it's called. Apple Cast. Apple Cast is what it is. Yes. So I'm sorry, bite me. I'm not a fan of the iPhone. I get picked on by Bob Dillner all the time. I got picked on by all the colleagues there at the office because they all got iPhones, except I think. Oh my goodness! I think Connor doesn't have an iPhone. I think he has an Android, and there's and my buddy Zach Evans, he has an Android phone too.
Well, there's a closet you all can all sit in and work on your Android phones together.
So what is the deal? What is the war between the iPhones and the Androids? I don't understand it. It's like the Hatfields and McCoys.
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, it's what I grew up with. Well, so not really grew up with. Once I got a smartphone, it was an iPhone. I've stuck with iPhone.
Got you. So you've always had an iPhone.
I pick up your phone and I can't even navigate it. So
I'm the man. I got this.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the phone lines here in just a moment. We're going to be joined by Keith Bowling. He has just contacted me via social media, and he says, yes, Wesley, get a hold of me, contact me. We are going to talk about this big event, the 9th Annual UBB Memorial, which we've already started discussing about, and of course, also on Saturday, DJ, we're going to Tyler County Speedway, America's Baddest Bull Ring for the 7,000 to win Great American Crate Race, and that's going to be an awesome show, too.
Man, that place is awesome, isn't it?
I love Tyler County.
I mean, we go up there. Everywhere we go, I think the Fast Track Racing Series puts on a phenomenal show, no matter where we're at.
Without a doubt.
But I'm yet to see a bad Fast Track race at Tyler County Speedway.
That's right.
These guys, they lean on each other. I would almost call it beating and banging, but usually when everybody gets out of the car, when they get out of the car, they're like, man, that was just fun. They just talk about how much fun they have, and when the drivers have fun, that's when they put on a tremendous show.
We're getting ready to go to the phone lines and join our first guest. By the way, guest panel includes, I keep looking up at the camera because I think we're on camera, but we're not. We're just doing radio show now. And now you understand the reason why we do more radio shows and video programs. Joining us on the program today is going to be Daniel Hill. Picked up his first Renegades of Dirt Modified event at the 15th round of the Dixon Classic at Tyler County Speedway. Also joining us is going to be the natural out of Forest City, North Carolina, Bryson Harper, picking up his first career Blue Ridge Outlaw Late Model Series win at Harris Speedway in Rutherford, North Carolina. We're also going to have on Mark Newton, host of the Mini Stock Minute Live show, to talk about grassroots racing and his thoughts of it the first half of the year. And joining us now on the program finish line is, of course, the longtime promoter of the 9th running of the Little General Store UBB Memorial. It is Mr. Keith Bowling. Keith, good morning. Welcome to Finish Line, my friend.
Hey, Leslie, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're just here, just outside of Ripley in Beckley, West Virginia, and doing our radio show Finish Line and getting ready for a big show at the UBB tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a big one, I'm sure.
Real quickly, talk about the inception of making the UBB what it's been since 2011 to now what it's grown to be 9 years later.
Well, I don't really know what to say. It's all my sponsors. I mean, my sponsors make this happen every year.
All the sponsors make it happen, definitely. And I know one that has been on board since the inception, and that's been Little General Store. For 9 years, they have been the chief host sponsor of this event.
Yes, sir, they have. All 9 years, and I couldn't do it without them guys. They're great.
How special was it to be able to do something of this magnitude? How special was it to do something of this magnitude with, the community, with the people behind the tragic loss of the incidents that happened at the UBB coal mines? And where did the idea come from to do this race?
Well, the idea came from actually Robbie Cyrus and myself. We were trying to think of a race, and then the UBB tragedy had happened, and we just thought, this would be something great to do, to let people know that, we care about what happened, and, we're always thinking about these folks.
Definitely. Hey, there's a lot of different winners in this event. The inaugural winner back in 2011 was Buchanan, West Virginia's David Watts. There's been a two-time winner in Chris Meadows in 33 winning this event. And now you have two-time winner Benji Hicks and the possibility to go 3 races in a row for Benji Hicks. What's your thoughts on him doing that, but now on new territory and not at Princeton?
Well, I think it's going to be anybody's race, honestly. There's a lot of the guys that probably haven't raced at I-77 that are coming, but, I don't see where anybody has an advantage in this race. I really don't.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous season so far, a very competitive season with fast track, and, of course, going to, like you just said, Keith, a brand-new facility for a lot of these drivers. I think it's really going to be anybody's ball game. A lot of heavy hitters we know that are planning on being here. We know Matt Long's on his way up here. We know Carson Ferguson's on the way. We know Benji Hicks on the way. But then you've got the locals too. I mean, you've got Troy Frazier racing around here, TJ Salango, just a whole host of a lot of competitive drivers in the area, and it should be just a tremendous show. And I think we're going to have a great turnout tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, you got the locals for our area as well. You got TJ Salango, Henry Hornsby Jr., Eddie Hamrick, which is going to be the UBB car this year, which he did win that race. I can remember it was 2013, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just going to be, it's anybody's ball game.
Yeah, and I even think that I've actually heard that our 2018 world champion, Logan Robertson, is on his way to I-77.
Yes, he will be running both events. He'll be running at I-77, and he'll also be running at Tyler County Speedway. We're chatting it up with Keith Bowling, one of the promoters behind the Little General Store UBB Miners Memorial Race. It will be this It's Friday night, tomorrow night, I-77 Speedway in Ripley, Fairplain, West Virginia. Of course, all details are at fasttrackracing.com, and, of course, also I-77 Speedway on social media. Now, this race in years past, Keith, has been a 29-lap race, 2,900 to win. Now it is 3,000 to win, 40 laps. Talk about what these drivers are going to have to do to be there at the end on lap 40.
Oh, for one thing, they're going to have to watch their tires. They're going to have to keep their tires good.
Yeah, I know it's one thing they got to do is definitely keep an eye, watch those tires.